Okay, we're going to do the college algebra 2.6 section. And we're going to do 20 and 24 and 46, 48, and 49. 20. If you got a square root, if you can get it by itself by moving things to the other side, add 2 to both sides. Then you can undo it by, excuse me, squaring both sides. And you get 3x minus 1 equals 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Then you can add 1 and divide by 3 on both sides. And get an answer. So, trying to do the same thing here, we'll subtract 9 from both sides. And right now, we're done. Because the square root is never a negative number. The square root of something is always positive. Now, if it had a negative in front of it, then we could cancel the negatives. But this has no answers. Now, you could try squaring, and you get t plus 1 equals 4. Subtract 1, and you think t equals 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Not the negative 2 that you would need to add to 9 to get 7. This can't be negative, and so you can't get this down to 7, and so there's no solution to that one. 46. Okay, let's raise this up so we can get all of it. Come on, camera, hold still. There we go. So we got, for the following exercise, this is the model for the period. Now, if we're talking about a pendulum that's swinging back and forth, the period is how long it takes to go from one side to the other and then back. So the period is the time that goes from there over and then back. That's what the period is. And this is the length, how far it is from the top to where the center of mass is. And g is acceleration due to gravity. In this case, in the metric system, it's 9.8 meters per second squared. And 2 and pi are just normal 2 and the normal pi square root. That's the t. And they want the period to be 1 second. 1 second to swing over and back. So we put 1 in place of the t. Oh, boy, I messed up there. Starts off with a 2 pi. Square root of L, which we're trying to figure out, over G, which is 9.8. And it's meters per second squared. So the meters is important. Since that's meters, L is going to come out in meters. Now to solve this, it's nice to get rid of the 2 pi first. So we're just squaring to get rid of the square root. So divide by 2 pi on both sides. And you get this. So if you square this side, 1 squared is 1. And 2 pi times 2 pi is 4 pi squared equals L over 9.8. So you multiply by 9.8 on both sides. 9.8 times 1 is gone, 9.8. So we get 9.8 divided by 4 pi squared. So grabbing my calculator. Let's see, There we go. That's a pretty good place. Second quit. Clear. 9.8 divided by, and there's two things in the denominator, so I better put them in parentheses. 4 pi squared. If I don't put them in parentheses, it'll do 9.8 divided by 4 and then times pi squared, which will be the wrong answer. Anyway, I get that. 0.248. That will be L in meters because this was in meters. Now to get it into centimeters, it's going to multiply this by 100, so it would be 24.8 centimeters. So that's the answer to 46. Now let's do 48. This one says body surface area is equal to the square root of the weight in kilograms, and that's really mass, but we'll go ahead and call it weight, and the height in centimeters. So that's kilograms, so that's what they want us to put in for W. Times the height, which we don't know, we're supposed to figure that out, over 3,600 is supposed to have body surface area of 1.8. And we're doing centimeters here, and this supposedly does some sort of conversion for us already. So we just have to solve this. So to get rid of the square root, we square both sides. We get 72 h over 3,600 equals 1.8 squared, which is 3.24. To finish it, I got to multiply both sides by 3,600 and divide both sides by 72. So h is going to be 3.24 times 3,600 divided by 72. And this answer should be in centimeters because they said they made the formula work. So I got to take my answer times 3,600 divided by 72, and it says that this person is 162 centimeters tall. Okay. Now it says find the weight if the person is 177 for H, so we're going to find the W. So it's pretty much the same idea. We're going to do BSA is 2.1 equals the square root. We don't know the weight. We know the height is 177 and it's divided by 3,600. And so to get rid of the square root, we square both sides. So we're going to have 2.1 squared equals W times 177 over 3,600. So we're going to multiply by 3,600. Divide by 177. And we're going to get the weight in kilograms, which is not the right units for weight, but we'll go along with their ruse here. And we'll get 2.1 squared, squared times 3,600 divided by 177 and get 89.6 or 0.7, which is approximately 90 kilograms. Okay, that's about 190 pounds. All right, that finishes 2.6.